It is a beautiful September day here at GRIDLIFE Elkhart Classic. Welcome back to Road America, the National Park of Speed. My name is Kyle Heyer, joined by Abram Schmucker for our third race of 4 this weekend in GRIDLIFE Touring Cup. The cars are just about ready to roll off onto the pit lane and get set for a pace lap. This morning at about 9:40, we saw these cars roll off and run race 2 of the weekend, Abe. And we still haven't gotten a race green to checkered all the way. We're getting a little bit closer as time goes on here. So we had basically a full race under caution yesterday, and this morning we had almost the entire race under green. The last half of the lap was under caution. Let's hope we go green from start to finish this time.
Absolutely. I think one of the consequences of running at a really big track like this is that there's plenty of opportunity for things to go wrong, and in a short race, any incident can affect the overall finish.
So cars rolling off of the pit lane now. The entire field had a really clean start last time. We didn't really have any trouble to the last couple laps of the race, which is always amazing. We did go 3 wide on the green flag again. And remember that when we get the green flag here in GRIDLIFE Touring Cup, we do rolling starts. When the pace car pulls off, the driver must wait for the green flag to fly. When it does, you are good to go. The drivers in the back of the field are allowed to go at the green flag. They do not have to stay in line. They do not have to wait. As soon as that green flag drops, we are racing, and you don't have to wait in line until you get to the start-finish line. So what that means is, yeah, if you want to go 4 wide, go for it. You just have to make sure that you don't do anything silly when you do that. So we did see some 3 wide yesterday. We saw it today, and we'll see if we can stay a nice 2 neat lines all the way down to turn 1 just to keep everybody in one piece coming out the other side. Well, 4 miles here at Road America, 14 corners, lots of elevation change. Very narrow, 32 feet wide, the way it was back in 1955 when the track was originally paved. There's a lot about this track that I absolutely adore, including the backside of the track from the kink on forward. The race lap record here, in case you're wondering, set by Dario Franchitti back in 2000. How about a 1:39.866? That's almost a full minute faster than we're going to go here in GLTC, but it's a fast place.
Man, that's a fast lap. Holy cow.
It really is.
4 miles and that quick?
Yeah, unbelievable. Back in 1955, this track was built. They had been racing here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for a few years before that. The track was built after the U.S. ruled against allowing racing on public streets following an accident at Watkins Glen in 1952. This track was built in 55. It's been pretty much the same ever since. It's gotten some safety additions, but the track still goes the same place it always has, which is one of the few racetracks left in the country that retains its original configuration. We'll roll through the starting lineup here for race number 3, and here it is. On the front row, Emil Tab in the number 14, Erica Till in the number 82, rolls off in second.
Following a great finish overall for Ryan Up, and he'll start in 3rd spot, followed by 8:02 Woody Hyman in 4th position.
Andy Smedgard and Tom O'Gorman, 2 yellow S2000s, sharing the 3rd row.
Number 61, DJ Alessandrini is starting in 7th position, followed by car number 44, Kerry James.
Yeah, he's in a BMW. He's new to the series and has got a top 10 already. Justin Kelly will roll off in 9th alongside Pervez Randilia. They'll both be in FRS platforms. Justin Kelly with an S2000 power plant. Pervez Randilia retains the F820.
Still working his way up toward the front, car 325, Robert Manicherry is followed by car number 190, Aaron Lichty. Expect Aaron to move forward hard in race number 3.
Yeah, Lichty should probably be a top 5 car at worst in this race. Louis Chatroop was also up 23 spots in race number 2. He'll roll off 13th right alongside Greg Kuhn in the 222.
Car number 69, Vitus Aronauskis, followed by car number 213, Scott Robertson in 15th and 16th spot.
Steve Pruden starts 17th right alongside the 99 of Jeremy Boysen. Just jumped out of his time attack car right back into the RSX for GLTC.
Busy Life. Car number 567, Dan Capaldo, is followed by car number 3, Eric Meadows in 19th and 20th.
Yeah, then of course we got Tiffany Kelly, Bill Griffin, Jake Jorenstad, Quincy Burke, Andrew Work, Savannah Little, Brian DeFries, Michael Vladiff is back there, and Charlie Enslin in the Claptrap K-Swap fit. He's back there in 29th. And Scott Bowling, that car will likely be out for the rest of the weekend with sustaining some crash damage in race number 2 at the exit at turn 6, as will the 200 of Jonathan Yu.
You know what? Maybe not.
Maybe not.
We haven't left the broadcast.
No, we don't know.
A bunch of hours, so we don't actually know.
He could be out there. I hope for his sake that he is out there. We'll find out here in a little bit. Now heading down through the kink into the beautiful back straightaway here into Canada Corner. And Abe, Canada is a tricky one to see around here, but when you do see it, it's a gorgeous corner. It's also a great passing opportunity. But I want to watch this battle between the 14 of Emil Tab and the 82 of Eric Catil again, because they swapped positions 5 or 6 times. They had a lead that allowed them to do that. They will not have that this time, and Ryan Upham was faster than both of them when they were battling.
Yeah, one of the consequences of defending those positions and trying to make those passes is that you're losing time to the third spot for sure. So if they keep doing that, expect Ryan Upham to be right behind them, if not making those passes.
The Chevy Camaro pace car is going to make their corner number 14 and dive for the pit lane. Up in front, Eric Catil is going to start right alongside Emil Tab. Emil Tab is elected for driver's left, which is an interesting choice. He was the pole sitter and could have chosen driver's right, but I think there might be some planning going on between these front two to get free and clear of the drivers behind them.
Yeah, we'll see. An interesting kind of probably trying to take that long line around turn 1. Maybe the car just exits a little bit better there.
I think he's doing it for a specific reason. I don't think it's an accident. As we come up the hill towards the green flag, 40 cars deep, 2 wide, all the way back 20 rows. Green flag flies, and GRIDLIFE Touring Cup is racing again for the National Park of Speed. Eric Catil gets a pretty good jump. Double wide, 10 rows deep at the front as they head down towards turn number 1, thundering down. The rest of the field makes it clean and through the front straightaway. Now down into the first corner. Look at this. Look at Andy Smedgard on driver's left. He tried to squeeze up the outside of Emil Tab. He could not get there. They're 3 wide into turn 1 behind them. And look at Tom O'Gorman getting squeezed on the bottom of the racetrack as DJ Alessandrini runs all the way onto the curbs on track out.
So Smedgard now up into 4th position, battling Upham for 3rd on his way outside line into turn 3.
Yeah, so Eric Catil is the one that's going to pop out in front as they head down the back straightaway. The field's going to fan out now. Look at Smedgard powering up driver's left. He's side by side now with Upham. Alessandrini's coming through the field as well. He had a wild start in race number 1 yesterday, gained 11 spots, then gained a few more in the race. This morning, he's now charging towards the front and trying to get that Civic. He thinks he can win on slicks, and he's on slicks in the dry today. He'll be good.
Yeah, Smedgard in a favorable position on his way up to turn 5. We'll see if it's enough to be able to make that pass on Upham.
And Eric Catil and Emil Tab again swapping positions all day long this morning. I'm really curious to see if there's a car off that. It looks to be is that
Justin Kelly?
It's either Justin or Tiffany. That might be Tiffany Kelly, I want to say. It looks like an S2000 instead. So she's gone a little wide of the exit of 5 and has regained control and has rejoined the racing surface as we head through the accident zone from the earlier race today. That's corner number 6.
Cars making their way through turn 8 and into the carousel here at the very top of your screen.
Yeah, and the carousel, a very long, flat corner. The pavement changes quite a bit from the inside to the outside. The inside's very polished and pretty slick. The outside is pretty grippy. You'll see drivers kind of rim ride that until they spot the exit curb. They'll line it up, they'll straight line it out, and have it run all the way down to the kink. And the race leader into the kink is going to be still Eric Catil in the 82 Civic Si. Look at the lead he's got now.
Big gap off Emil Tab here on his way up to Canada Corner.
About a 20-car length lead. Emil Tab has got Smedgard and Upham behind him, and then behind them, I think that is Kerry James's number 44 as they roll run down to Canada Corner. Chat Troop's up there inside the top 10 as well, I think. And I'm curious to see where Aaron Lichty will be after this first lap. They'll come back into view up in turn 14 here momentarily. But Catil has won 13 races in his GLTC career. Aaron Lichty has won over 20. So Catil's trying to close in that gap as they come through the final corner. Look at Smedgard all the way out to the curbs. And there's that 44, Kerry James, new to GLTC and putting on a show this weekend.
So Smedgard struggled in qualifying because he didn't have a proper set of rain tires and has really just been battling his way back, on his back foot all weekend, trying to make up positions lost during that qualifying.
And there they go, side by side down the front straight. That's Andy Smedgard on driver's left. He's blowing right by the 14 of Emil Tab. Chatroop is up to 10th this lap. Smedgard up 3 spots to put himself into 3rd, battling for 2nd. Upham's down 1. And the rest of the field thunders on through down towards turn number 1. No major dramas. Aaron Lichty's up inside the top 10. He's in 7th place now as the field comes on through turns number 1 and 2.
But as Smedgard and Tab battle here, it's Catil that's running away, running more than a second and a half faster than the next car number 2. And that may be enough to pay dividends this race.
Well, let's find out. I know Andy Smedgard is no slouch. He's going to be very fast. Looks like Upham's made his way by 3rd. There's Aaron Lichty popping out driver's left on Woody Hyman. They're going to drag race down the backstretch. That's M3 versus K Miata down the backstretch. How about that matchup? Into 5 to look at Smedgard. He's closing big time on the brakes here, and he's halved that gap at about a half a lap.
Absolutely. So we've we're only 3.5 minutes in. If Andy's going to make this pass, he's got plenty of time.
He's got so much time. He's got 12 minutes left in this race to make it happen. A big slew of cars battling for about 5th to 6th spot. Tom O'Gorman's back to 11th. I'm not sure he's going to be thrilled with that running position just yet, so he'll have to work his way back forward. He got better throughout race 2 and actually moved his way back forward after initially losing some spots, so I'm not sure he's done quite yet.
But looking at the race pace here, 2 minutes, 37 seconds, I would not be surprised to see, Catil get the let out and start pulling even more pace out of this car in order to be able to stretch the gap on Smedgaard.
And he's going to gather that confidence now, and Catil was leading by 1.5 seconds at the start-finish line. I don't think it was nearly that when they got to turn number 5 now through the trees in the forest here at Elkhart Lake. It's not a path, not a trail, but a road to race, and Catil has been dominating this race so far in the first couple laps, but can he keep Emil Tab behind him for the entire race? Looks like he's going to do that. Looks like Smedgaard lost a little bit of ground on this stretch this time, though, but he's closing on the brakes again.
Yeah, excellent on the brakes, Smedgaard, for sure.
And through Canada Corner, and a good battle behind Woody Hyman. I think Justin Kelly, Pervez Randelia are there as well. It's a train of 3 or 4 red cars. And there's Catil. That's not a 1.5 second gap anymore, let me tell you. Now, Ryan Upham has been so fast this weekend. If Smedgaard gets to Catil, there's going to be a 3-horse battle, and it might turn into 4 or 5 once they battle again. There is the other M3, Woody Hyman. He's 6th right now, and it looks like Aaron Lichty's gotten by him. And let's keep an eye on Lichty as he continues to drive forward.
On his way up, it looks like Catil's got maybe 6 or 7 car lengths on Smedgaard on his way past start-finish this time around.
Yeah, it was 6, maybe make it 0.7 seconds that time through. Drag race down the front stretch. That was Justin Kelly going by one of our, that was Woody Hyman to the 802. So Kelly got a pretty good run. You'll see them pop into view here shortly as they come down into turn 1.
No surprise seeing Aaron Lichty make up 4 positions, now in 6th place, running fast lap after fast lap. Look for him to be running near the top very soon.
Ryan Christoph, I just saw passing. DJ Alessandrini not showing up on timing and scoring. I don't know. I haven't seen him. He's sort of disappeared. I don't know if he's he's back in pit lane here. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with DJ. He's out of the car. And it looks like he's done for this race, unfortunately. So I'm not sure what's going on there with DJ, but he just said yesterday, he goes, this car has been so reliable, I'm due for something to happen. And unfortunately, it looks like something did happen. There's Chatroop. That is by, oh, he's going to run wide at the exit of 5. And it looks like Kelly's going to cross over and have a look up the inside now. That would be for, looks like 7th or 8th spot.
So Smedgaard running on that last lap a 2:32.3. If you compare that to Catil's 2:33.1, Andy should be closing the gap on Catil continually here at the end of this race.
And it was only 0.7 seconds when they came by the line, and Smedgaard was, wow, that was 0.8 seconds faster than Catil the last lap around. So this yellow S2000 is going to hunt Catil down. Now, defensively driving, we sort of discourage it in GLTC, not because it's illegal, just because it's sort of the only thing that's doing is keeping 2 drivers from having a good race. So I don't think Catil's going to defend a whole lot. He'll let Smedgaard race him. If he's faster, he'll beat him. We'll see how it plays out naturally.
But just like I said from the previous lap, an improvement of about 4.5 seconds on this last lap compared to the previous. Lap number 1, of course, about 2:37 time points, whereas lap number 2 here, recording 2:32s, 2:33s.
And waiting for the cars to pop up over turns 13 and 14. There is Eric Catil and Smedgaard. Oh, we've lost Smedgaard here. He's back. Uh-oh, where did the 212 go?
He is gone.
He must have made a mistake and looped the car around, but it's going to be Ryan Upham slotting himself into 2nd place. And do we have a car off track somewhere? I'm trying to take a glance and see if he's found himself in a gravel trap somewhere. There's Woody Hyman. He is right behind. That looks to be either Justin, oh, that's Pervez Randelia in the FRS. He's going to push him down the front straight. Aaron Lichty, he's found himself into 3rd. He's only 1.3 seconds back. Abe, is that enough time, half the race, to chase down 1.3 seconds?
I don't see it happening. I expect Catil to find his way onto the top spot this race.
Tom O'Gorman going to hit pit lane, and Tomo going to also pull in right next to DJ Alessandrini. Not exactly sure what's going on with this. Not a great race for the Speedbox cars, with the exception of Eric Catil, who continues to lead. So 2 of the 3 of those teammates are out of the race. It looks like Tomo might have a tire rub potentially. Adam Jabay was kicking at the rear of that tire, or the rear bumper. So maybe some contact with Tom O'Gorman.
So track's still green here. Maybe a local yellow for Smedegaard. I don't know if he's made his way back around yet.
No, I haven't seen that car yet. So wherever he has found himself, it isn't off in a bad place enough to throw a full course yellow. So we'll stay green and racing for now, as Eric Cattell is going to have to get really, really racy if he's going to hold off Upham. I'm not even sure he'd be worried about Upham. I'd be worried about Lichty, who just ran 4/10 faster than Eric Cattell's run all weekend. So that's the battle we're going to be watching here shortly.
Yeah, no doubt. It may be too little, too late. Very fast, but the gap is pretty sizable here.
And we might get an early checkered just based on if Smedegaard is in a spot where they can't recover him. So we will wait and see the results of that. And Cattell, again, he's won 13 races. The most recent of them was last night. He won 3 of the 4 at Mid-Ohio. The 4th there was won by DJ Alessandrini, who sits on pit lane. Jake Price is also down on pit lane. There is also another Felipe Gonzalez in the Myriad Motorsports Integra. He's also on pit lane now, and they are pushing DJ Alessandrini's car, which is not a good sign. That could be a transmission issue or an engine issue, which would be a very expensive fix, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So looking at the drone footage, still looking for Andy Smedegaard, not showing up here. I'm not sure where this car is parked.
Yeah, I don't know where he's found himself, but it must be far enough on track that it doesn't seem like too big of a concern for the safety crews. Eric Cattell is driving away here, guys, and he's got, 2 laps maybe, as Aaron Lichty has a look at the outside of Upham. He's going to squeeze around the outside of the big M3 and have a run at Cattell. We're not going to get the white flag this time, so he's got at least 2 laps, but that's a big gap to make up here, Abe.
Lichty is very fast, though. He's got probably 15 or 20 car lengths. It's a lot. That's a sizable gap.
Yeah, and the gap right now is 3.6 seconds, but he just ran a couple laps ago a lap time that would be good enough. Even if he runs his best lap the next 3 laps, it's not going to happen. I just think Cattell needs to make a mistake, and he doesn't make a whole lot of those.
No, especially when out front. He's not needing to do a whole lot to battle the driver behind him. Here, it's just his race to lose.
And he continues, and this is all about where he started and how much he took advantage of the race start in the rain on Friday. That put him up in the front for race 2. It kept him up front for race 3. Lichty pulls away from Upham, and there is that 44 of Kerry James, a new driver to the series that has finished top 10 in a couple races so far, and here he is inside the top 5 battling for position.
I think it's really exciting to see the variety of builds in this class. I mean, seeing the K Miatas and the EG hatch and the FRS, all of these cars, the BMWs, the variety makes things really interesting.
There's a 350 out there too, which I don't think that must be Vitus Aronauskis. I haven't really gotten a chance to talk to him this weekend, but I think that's who that is. So that or Greg Kuhn in the 222 as they work their way now through 7 and 8 and down into the carousel and kink section of this racetrack. Next time by, I would expect a white flag. So Aaron Lichty better get up on that wheel. He's up 8 spots, and we knew he'd be a top 5 car. I didn't expect him to get to second, but he's there.
So usually on race number 4, we do a race inversion of a random number of the top cars. So I expect him to be right on Eric Cattell's wheels by the end of race 4, making passes for top spot.
For sure. Now the run into the kink. There's the carousel, that long 180-degree right-hand sweep. No banking in this corner. It's flat as a pancake, and you're begging the front tires for grip through here and just coaxing the car to the right and then sweeping out, grabbing the curb on the exit, and then running down to the kink and trying to make as much speed as he can to carry it all the way down to Canada Corner. And checking back in, I think they've gotten DJ's car off of the pit lane, and he's back in the paddock area. And unfortunately, that car will probably be done for the weekend, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's always difficult to see drivers, having really good race weekends and suffer a mechanical that just kind of keeps them out.
So let's not count out anybody yet. There's Kerry James. He wants a podium. He's going to drag race Ryan Upham down the front straightaway here. White flag waving for Eric Cattell this time. The 82 Civic out up front. It was 3.6 last lap. What's it going to be this time? 2.3. That was a huge gain for Aaron Lichty. Fastest lap of the weekend, 2:31.745. I'm not counting him out yet, Abe. I know too much to say that it's not possible. At Audubon Country Club, I didn't think it was, and he ran people down. And I'm going to tell you, it's a long way to go, but with a mistake, it's possible.
I think the moment is going to be at Canada Corner, right? If you don't catch him there, it's going to be too difficult to make that pass at 14. I just don't know if it's enough.
It's going to be a Herculean effort to get there, but I don't think it's impossible. Now they'll run down to turn number 3. They're going to carry as much speed as possible. There's the gap there under the bridge, still about 2 seconds as the rest of the field comes on through. Some decent battles throughout the rest of it down the front straight, but all the battles, all the eyes are at the front right now between Catil and Lichty. These two have so much respect for each other. They've raced each other so many times. They've been first and second to each other probably more times than they've raced elsewhere. But now up the hill towards 6. And that gap's still about 15 car lengths here.
Might just be too much.
For third place, Upham defensive on the left, and around the outside, Kerry James out in the gray stuff, can't keep the grip, and Upham will hang on to podium for now. That's the other battle we got to watch, is for that third position. Kerry James wants it, Upham has it.
Really, really close racing between these two. Looks like only about 2 or 3 car lengths separating the two.
Emil Tab has fallen to 5th place in all this chaos, and behind him, it's a battle between Justin Kelly, Louis Chatroop, Pervez Randelia, Rob Manicherry, and Woody Hyman, all from 6th on back. And there is that battle for third place that we're watching. Upham struggling to get the car rotated here, and it looks like the 44 is going to gain a little bit of ground. But look at Upham pull on corner exit. That gap just extending slightly. Now it's 6 car lengths, now 7 as they run down to the kink.
Clean exit through the kink, looks like. Very exciting to see. Clean on this last lap, and on their way up to Canada Corner.
And now the final hard braking zone on this racetrack, and I don't think it's going to be enough for Aaron Lichty. He gave it everything he had, ran a full second quicker than everybody else in the field, and now it's time to change out the white for a checkers. We'll see who gets back here first as they crest over 13.
Oh, it's close.
It's closer. It's pretty close, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think.
Yeah, I would not expect Lichty to have enough power to be able to pull all his way up the hill on the way to start-finish. But expect the gap to be less than 1 second by the time they make it to the finish line.
Checkered flag waving for Eric Catil, win number 14 in his GRIDLIFE Touring Cup career. Eric Catil wins at Road America. Aaron Lichty, half a second back, half a second short. For third place, drag race to the line. Third place, Upham. Fourth place, Kerry James.
Lichty with the fastest lap of the race and personal best on that last lap, 2:31.534.
That's an incredible lap time. 1.1 seconds faster than everybody else on the racetrack. Emil Tab 5th, Chatroop 6th, Justin Kelly, Pervez Randelia, Rob Manicherry all the way back to 9th, and Woody Hyman will be 10th. Vitus Aronauskis will come 11th, Greg Kuhn in 12th. Then Jeremy Boyson, and I think Tiffany Kelly will be the next one up. There's a pretty good scrap coming to the checkers here. And it will be, you can hear that car from a long way away. Tiffany Kelly's car. There she is. Across the line. She'll pick up 14th spot.
Big improvement for her. Up 8 places. Struggling mechanically with the transmission yesterday. Glad to see things are back together and running well.
And the rest of the field coming on through. But checkered flag waving here for GLTC race number 3. And what a race we saw. Eric Catil, though, the crucial moment was that second lap when he pulled that gap on Emil Tab when he was fighting with Upham. That's what gave him enough room to just go out there and keep Aaron Lichty behind him. Had he waited a half a lap more to drive away, Aaron Lichty would have caught him and passed him.
Yep. These races are short enough where every lap absolutely matters.
It absolutely does. And now for race 4, Aaron Lichty. It's got to be the favorite. I mean, he swept this round last year, and he spent 3 races getting to the front, and now he'll be up inside the top 5 here for the start of race number 4. Aaron Lichty is my pick to win that final race.
Absolutely. Always kind of a runner to the front. He made up 8 positions on that race, making clean passes. Great racing by Aaron Lichty.